Hi everyone, welcome back for another Star Trek Starships Collection review. In front of me now I have the NX-01 Refit, which is right here, the magazine, and of course the ship that I got. I just haven't had a chance to really look at it, and I accidentally put the magazine in the binder before having taken a look at it, so please excuse me for that. And please excuse this dog, because she is trying to make her voice heard. Winnie, go away. Anyway, so that's the magazine, and let's get right to it. It is the NX Refit class, operational in the 2150s. It is 225 meters long, and its captain would be Jonathan Archer. Turn the page, and the usual guide on how to mount your model to the stand, as well as some basic specification information. I see a discrepancy here. On the front cover it says NX Refit class. On the inside specification page it says it's Columbia class. Anyway, its refit was conducted in 2156, approximately 150 years from now. It has 7 decks, a crew of 85. Mission is space exploration with phase cannons and photonic torpedoes for defenses and weaponry. Turn the page, and of course, a very neat image there. And title of the ship, of course. And here's a design section of the NX-01 Refit. Now, interestingly enough, this is probably the first ship in the Star Trek Starships Collection that we've all gotten that was never actually seen on screen. And just like the magazine says right here, basically the NX-01 was supposed to undergo a refit at the end of Enterprise's 4th season, or what would have been Enterprise's extended 4th season, and ultimately in between the 4th and 5th we would have come back and seen a upgraded NX-01, which features a secondary hull complete with a deflector dish, and on and on and on and on. But obviously the show was canceled and that never happened. But as the years went by since 2005, the design kind of surfaced online by, I think, Doug Drexler, and it has gained a whole lot of interest and a lot of following by people, and I think it's appeared in several Star Trek Ships of the Line calendars, and I think that's really when it took off. And then so now people were kind of asking, what is the story, what is the history behind the ship that we never got to see. So this is it, and it would have been cool to see this on screen, but unfortunately that never happened. But you never know, now that the new Star Trek series coming out in next year, we might get something along those lines, so we'll see. But yeah, here's another image of the ship in space dock, or dry dock, and I think this is one of the images that was in one of the calendars. And we have some conceptual renderings there, and more text about the history and design process of this ship. And more of that conceptual artwork and text. A lot of thought went into this. And here's a comparison of the original NCC 1701, and then there's the NX-01 Refit down below, which obviously is significantly smaller, but they just enlarged it just to show you the, I guess, the amount of detail and similarities between the two. And here's a big close-up of the secondary hull with the deflector dish and so on. And there's some more images and history. And then some more images and history. And I forgot to add that by this point, the ship was no longer going to be called the just plain old Enterprise NX-01. It was going to be called the SS Enterprise NX-01, and we were going to see the familiar Starfleet pendant make its slight appearance there. And then there's a nice, awesome image of the ship in orbit of some planet with the Romulan birds of prey right there from that era. Like I said, this probably would have been more along the lines of the Romulan Wars, which I really wish we got to see. And that's pretty much it. On the back, as usual, you have the ship there, the top view, which is pretty much the same as the NX-01 issue number 4 that we got a couple of years ago. So yeah, that's the magazine, and I'll put that aside, and let me get to the model itself. And here it is. As usual, it comes in a huge, humongous box. The fonts and the layout of the packaging is pretty much the same as is standard for all of the specials. So yeah, let me open it up. Oh my. And here it is. The SS Enterprise NX-01 herself. And I have to say, it's very, very impressive. I was really looking forward to this one. It has a lot of weight to it. Obviously, the majority of the ship is metal. And of course, the secondary hull is plastic with little metal pieces thrown in there. Has a significant amount of detail on it. Take a look at that. The Aztecing looks great. The registry looks great there. Wow, it just looks great. And notice on the warp nacelles there, you can see the pointed, I don't know what to call it, I guess, needle or whatnot there on the ram scoops or Bassard collectors there. It's very, very good. And you know what? This does not seem alien to me, meaning that looking at it, you would think, oh, they just took a piece and clumped it down in the bottom of the NX-01, which is pretty much that. That's the NX-01 before, or as we know it currently, and that is the additions. And I think it looks great. And you can see close up there, you got your font and Starfleet symbols there. Close up of the deflector dish, which looks equally as cool. And that is a very nice ship, very nice indeed. I'm very, very happy with this. Very, very surprised actually, and it looks great for its size. If only the other NX-01 that we got like 2 years ago was this good in terms of size. It was actually one of the better ships in the collection, I have to say. Got some close-ups of the back there, shuttle bay, which is down there, which I think actually moved there because they pretty much covered it up. It just looks fantastic. And as usual, we have our blue inside for the warp nacelles. And a significant difference, which I didn't notice before, is that unlike the warp nacelles on the normal NX-01, this one actually has the Starfleet stripe and pendant there in that era, of course, as opposed to the field grill, which is right here on the inside. But I think it looks fantastic. Eagle Moss, congratulations, you did a great job. It's a fantastic model. I just wish that the other JJ specials were this good. Well, let me backtrack. It's not that they weren't good models. It's just that I wish they were different ships. Mainly because of my dislike for the JJ movies. With the exception of the USS Kelvin and Deep Space Nine, those are actually probably my favorite out of the grouping so far. But this one tops them all. And this is just fantastic. Bravo. If we can get all of the Enterprises in this scale, that would be great. Don't know where I would put them because space is obviously becoming an issue with 90 plus ships in this collection so far. And here in the United States, we're at what, 64, 65? That's another 30 plus issues, not including specials and variants and packs and all other sorts of things that are coming with this collection. But I think this is a very, very good job. Very, very good model. I highly recommend it. If you're not a fan of Enterprise and you really don't care, then don't bother. Obviously, if you're a subscriber to the collection, try to reach out and get it. To be honest, it's been a long time since the specials were actually offered in the collection. That is, I haven't seen any cards in the mail or anything saying, hey, pay close attention to our upcoming special, which will be out next month or whatever. I've actually had to get this through the web shop, which was available in the U.S. store, the U.S. web shop, and along with several dedication plaques, which I also got. So that's cool. And I highly, highly recommend you go out and grab this if you can. Or if you're fortunate enough to find this in some magazine shop or comic book store, then definitely do so and grab it. It'll put you back about $25, $30, maybe $40 at the most. But definitely worth it. And if you're a fan of Enterprise and Star Trek in general, then this is for you. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Definitely pick it up. As usual, it comes with the plastic gaduli that mounts to the model itself. And of course the stand, which simply just says SS Enterprise NX-01 refit. So yeah, that's the SS Enterprise, the unseen ship from Star Trek Enterprise. And yeah, next time I hope to share with you a couple of other ships this month that I hope to get in a couple of days. So until then, I'll catch you guys all on the flip side, and live long and prosper.